Welcome back to Cooney Connection. Thanks so much for taking the time, and for Ricky, who joined us to talk about Prince Edward County March Maple Madness. Joining us now, our attention is focusing west to Brighton as Bev Cook is with us. She is the chair of the Communications Committee with the Friends of Presqu'ile Park. So Bev, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much for having us. Delighted to be here.
What's the story about the park and the organization? How did this get going?
Well, Presqu'ile Park was 100 years old in 2022, so it has been with us for a very long time. Originally, it was a residential area and quite the summer spot to come for residents of as far away as the GTA to spend part of the summer. Eventually, the purpose of the park changed and it became more about nature and camping. And so it is today a very, very popular park. And our campgrounds are generally full all summer long. It is a year-round park, though. You can come and visit Presqu'ile any day of the year, and you will find something to entertain you there. The Friends of Presqu'ile, we were formed 35 years ago, and it was originally an initiative of Ontario Parks to gather together those folks who had an interest in the park to see if they would like to band together to offer some programs and help promote the park and preserve the natural beauty of the park. And we're quite delighted to have jumped on board that.
Why did you want to be a part of the organization with Friends of Presqu'ile?
Well, my husband and I moved to Brighton to retire about 12 years ago. And when we moved here, we didn't know a soul. A friend convinced me to come out to an activity of the Friends of Presqu'ile, and I was hooked. And I have been involved ever since. I am a great believer in the park. The park is actually why we moved here. We became entranced with how beautiful this area is, and so built our retirement home here. But I just found such an interesting collection of individuals who share many talents, but one common interest, and that is preserving the beauty of the park.
So through Friends of Presqu'ile, Bev, what programs are offered?
Well, we have a variety of program, or what I'll call priority areas. We focus our attentions on learning opportunities. We focus attention on promoting what we call the beautiful natural asset called the park. We have a variety of environmental initiatives. And then we have a variety of special events that we're so happy to be part of.
So through the environmental initiatives, Bev, what are some of kind of the big key items, especially when we think of Presqu'ile and the ecosystem that's there?
Well, I think probably many people think about the beautiful forests that are here. And of course, we are delighted to be part of a very interesting and quite unique program. Presqu'ile has its own nursery. And the park staff actually collect seeds in the park from native trees and plant them on in the nursery. And when they are strong enough to go out into the park, our volunteers help plant trees to replace trees that may have died. I'm certain many people are aware of the devastation that's caused by the ash borer. We also plant trees to help us remove invasive species. So get rid of the nasty plants that we don't want and replace them with native trees. So that's one really big environmental initiative. And another one that we're really very proud of is, it's now, I believe, 15 years, we have been working on increasing the population of a tiny little bird called the common tern. And it has become quite uncommon, unfortunately. They used to nest along the shores of Lake Ontario by the thousands. And now they are diminished to a tiny little colony of mere hundreds. So we have been financially supporting research work and preservation work. And our researchers have hit upon a wonderful system of building grids once the birds nest. They put the grids down. The birds are safe, they can get in and out, but the big birds that want to eat the eggs and the hatchlings can't get in. And although it doesn't sound like a lot, we're absolutely thrilled that over 250 chicks fledged last summer, our best year ever. A long way to go to build that population back up, but just an example of how concentrated efforts can make a big difference. We also, of course, have special environmental activities, and we've got a bird watching event, or more likely a duck watching event, coming up in March. And those are activities that we're also delighted to be part of.
Yeah, good segue into that, Bev. So what's happening with the Waterfowl Weekend? Because it's March 18th and 19th. What can families
That,
expect to see?
That's right. Well, we welcome all kinds of families because and birders and the curious. There are many activities going on that day where we get about 20 species of waterfowl stopping at Presqu'ile to rest up before they move on to their nesting areas. And some of them will stay nearby, but many move further north. So we will obviously have areas set up with folks who can guide you to watch what to watch for, to see the waterfowl. We also will have displays in our Lighthouse Interpretive Center. And again, we'll have experienced guides and experienced volunteers there to help you out. We will have a barbecue, and that's run by the Friends of Presqu'ile. It's our first fundraising event. And our gift shop will be open. So it's something for everyone, really, that day, both days. And let's hope the weather is on our side and we can welcome a lot of people. And one of the things that you will be able to do if you come with your family is we will have activities suitable to do with your children. So it'll probably be a scavenger hunt, for example, and you can go off and do those things. And it just kind of gives you a focus to enjoy the park. And all of the trails will be open that day as well.
One of the popular routes to take at Presqu'ile is the boardwalk. What is the status on that structure? Because we've been hit by a couple of big storms.
Well, the Christmas storm did not help our poor boardwalk, which, by the way, has been rebuilt now 3 times by the Friends of Presqu'ile. It is our pet project. We totally rebuilt it well over a dozen years ago. We had to rebuild it again after the flooding of 2019, and it was looking lovely until a tree decided to come down on it just at Christmas time, and we had a major chunk missing and it had to be closed. Well, our wonderful volunteers, after they finished fixing Job's Woods Trail, which also had trees come down on it, they went out and they fixed the Marsh Boardwalk Trail, and it is now, I'm delighted to tell you, reopened. That is the most popular trail in the park. And something that we're really proud of that we just completed is we were able to, thanks to some wonderful donors, we were able to replace all of the interpretive panels along the Marsh Boardwalk to reflect what the boardwalk looks like and looks at today. And you can even bring your phone because we've got QR codes, and you can just dig right into some more research right while you're out on the boardwalk.
Really good to hear, Bev. Thanks for the updates. One of the things that we'd like to talk about is a memorial tree program. How does that work?
Well, this is a program that we initiated, I guess, about 3 years ago now, and we do it twice a year. And it's an opportunity for the public who wish to celebrate a major event, a life milestone, or the passing of a loved one by planting a native tree in the park. And at the moment, we have just one grove of trees going, and we'll soon be moving on to another one. But for $100 donation, the donor gets to pick a tree from the native species, of course, and they can come that day. They will get a presentation from the park biologist. They will be able to help with planting their tree. We will have a commemorative photograph for them of the event, and then they can, of course, go on and enjoy the park while they're there. So we're quite pleased with this. It's something that the public has been asking for, and it allows us to maintain the natural look because there's no signs, of course. But right now, there's a beautiful grove of trees where a lovely big old tree fell down about 5 years ago. So, lovely replacement.
Well, for folks who want to get involved specifically with the Friends of Presqu'ile Park program and initiative, where do they go to learn more and get involved?
Well, our website is obviously the place to start, and that is www.friendsofpresqu'ile.on.ca. You can sign up to be a volunteer right there. You can also donate, and you can also become a member. And you can learn a whole lot more about the park and about the Friends activities. But in terms of volunteer opportunities, they really run the gamut. We need volunteers who want to spend time in the Nature Center explaining the exhibits to the public, or perhaps in the Lighthouse Interpretive Center. Perhaps you're more interested in being out there on the trails. We do have a wonderful crew of volunteers that are constantly rebuilding, fixing, repairing trails. They're awesome at building picnic tables as well, because every time there's a flood, the picnic tables appear to go to Montreal and we have to start all over again. So those opportunities obviously exist. We've got fundraising barbecues, a gift shop, and we always need folks who would like to volunteer for a committee. Or to be a board member. So there's no shortage of opportunities, and we really are rebuilding our volunteer core. Since COVID, of course, we've had to restart. Many of our volunteers stayed with us, but some of our volunteers have reached the point where they can't actively volunteer anymore. You don't have to be retired to volunteer with us. I think our youngest volunteer is 14, and our oldest will never see 80 again. I can't keep up with that one. So yes, something for everyone, we think. So just please jump in, get on our website. If you have questions, send us a message. We also are on Facebook, and someone will get back to you and just let you know what exactly might be available for you.
Well, Bev Cook, thanks so much for sharing your time with us. Really appreciate all the valuable information and insight, and good luck moving forward. Thanks you.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the park soon.
Thanks, Bev. Sounds good.